Hi. So I am going to be going over some things that I think are important. I've just kind of listed them in my notes. Um, and I'm just gonna kind of read through what I think is the most important and try to explain it in the best way that I can. These are just some things that I've learned through my spiritual, awakening, whatever you want to call it, my ascension in consciousness, some things I have taken from it and what I think is important for everybody to know, because what I realized is that it shouldn't take years and years of life for you to realize this stuff, because it only took me a few months to truly understand it and expand my mind, when I've been in a constant battle with myself for years of depression and anxiety and things of that nature. And now I can't even imagine being depressed. I can't even imagine holding on to something for so long to the point where it breaks me, no matter what it is, no matter how big it is, no matter how small it is. I know how to let go. I've taught myself how to be one with the universe, move with the universe, don't move against the universe, because that's what I did for a while, and it broke me really down to my core. I literally remember feeling like the worst version of myself, to the point where I didn't want to be here anymore. But I realized that I'm here because I'm meant to be here. I wouldn't be here if I wasn't supposed to be here. I was born in this earth for a reason. Even though, yes, I manifested to be back in this physical reality from my past life, I feel like I learned what I need to learn. And even saying that doesn't mean that I will ever stop learning, because I know that even though, yes, I understand this, there's still so much more to learn. There's infinite knowledge. Our minds are infinite. There's so much to learn. They say that the universe is always expanding, but the thing is, we are the universe. So of course it's always expanding. If we have infinite thoughts, our spirit is infinite. Our energy is infinite. So, anyways, let me get into my notes. I'm outside with my dog, and she's eating grass. But yeah, let me open my notes and talk. So these are just things that I were just going on about yesterday. While I was driving, I was just thinking. I had so many thoughts, and I was thinking, I want to share this with someone. I want to, I don't know, because I'm looking for opinions and feedback, I guess. Because I understand these teachings in this way, but I also want to help others who seem confused or who don't understand. Or I want to learn from people who understand this knowledge as well, and who want to share their experiences and their wisdom, things that they think are important. It's a chill space. But yeah, let's see. So it's pretty long. It was 30 minutes, but basically I start off by saying that the key to living in this life is to realize that you are free. And I know that sounds crazy, because how are we free if we're confined to work 8 hours a day and only have 2 days a week to ourselves, and we have to pay taxes to pedophiles and elites who don't care about us? How are we free when there's wars going on, starving children? How are we free when we all aren't really free? But every day, regardless of the situation that you're in, you have the choice to choose how you react to it. okay? And that's not to say that you're not going to have emotions, because you're human. You have feelings, you have emotions, you're meant to feel them. But you choose how it can impact your life. Like depression, for an example. I would say for me, I manifested myself into being depressed, because it would start by me at first. This was like when I was really, really young. It started when I was, I want to say in 5th grade. I remember being sad because I thought at first the emo kids, quote unquote, I thought that they looked cool. I wanted to look like that. And I thought in order to look like that, I had to be like that. I had to act like that. I had to act sad. I had to do the things that made me look emo. I had to participate in these activities. And I kept telling myself, I'm depressed, I'm depressed, I'm depressed. And people around me would tell me, you're not depressed. You're just going through something. You're sad. But you're letting these emotions control you. And of course, me being a child, having an adult tell me that I don't really understand that, I guess. Like, because that's the way that it was told to me, you know? It wasn't really explained. And that's fine, because I understand it now. So, you know, it works out either way. But I was told, you know, I'm not sad, I'm just experiencing, not depressed, but I'm just experiencing something. It's, you know, like a phase, you know, going through something. And I didn't realize that, because I just wanted that to be my reality so badly that that's what I made it. And eventually I started to downslope mentally. Like physically, I guess I was fine. Like I had a good loving family, good loving relationships around me, but I was choosing to radiate from a lower state of consciousness. I was choosing to operate from lower vibrational states of mind, because I was choosing to hang around low vibrational people, do low vibrational activities every day, and live in a low vibrational pessimistic mindset. And then people would tell me, like strangers, friends, they would be like, oh, you're so sad, you look so sad all the time, you're so quiet, are you okay? Like people would always seem worried about me, and it would really irritate me. It would make me upset, because I'm like, why are people so worried about me all the time? I'm fine. But then like it would make me upset. I wouldn't feel cared for. I wouldn't feel loved. I'd feel burdened with myself, and I'd feel like a burden to others, because I'd feel like, why is everybody constantly worried about me when I'm not doing anything? I'm fine. But then I'd always not even really be sure if I was fine. I'd be, you know, it's kind of like a spiraling type thing. But yeah, it went on for a while. I was questioning myself for a while. I wasn't sure of myself. I didn't know my purpose. I didn't know my full potential. When people around me told me that I had potential, but I didn't believe it. It was all around me. The opportunity was all around me, but I didn't accept it. So I got what I truly deserved, which was low vibrational things, because that's the path that I was going down. Those are the types of things that I was participating in. But the thing is, no matter how far you go down a road, you can always turn around. That's the beautiful thing about life. The beautiful thing is, every day you have a chance to change your life completely. In a good way, in a bad day, in a bad way. Every 24 hours you have a chance, and it's all you. Every single action is the consequence of someone else's. Every single consequence is the result of someone else's action. Is that the right way? I don't know. But everything that happens for a reason. Like it's like cause and effect. That's what I'm basically trying to say. And that's kind of what the world is, an exchange of energy. Give and take. You give something, and you take something. And it's balance. You're supposed to give. You're supposed to receive. You're supposed to accept. But you're also supposed to give back. You're not supposed to take too much. You're not supposed to give too much. And you can tell when you are, because things start to go off balance in life. You know, like the vibrations shift from low vibrational to high vibrational. And high vibrational is great. High vibrational is good. But it's also not in balance, I guess, to dwell too much on one thing, because you're going to get stuck on it. And you know how they say, too much of one thing is not good. No matter how good it is. Like, too much water is really not good for you. But water is good for you, you know? So it goes that way for everything in life, everything in the universe. It's all about balance. That's another thing that I've learned growing up. I didn't understand it then, because I was like, how is there balance if I feel XYZ? But the truth is, I was making myself feel that way. You're literally trapping yourself in a prison, but you have the key. You can let yourself out anytime you want. You just have to make that choice. And it's hard to make that choice in a world full of lies, because the government knows this. They know that if they would teach us this stuff from birth, then they would have a lot less of us to worry about, I'd say. There'd be no need for such radical things that we have going on. There'd be no need for wars. There'd be no need for starving. There'd be no need for rich people. There'd be no need for all of that. They know that, but they're greedy. They want control. But the thing is, they can't control us. You're not under anybody's control. I know it may seem like you are. You feel like you're stuck working a 9 to 5 every day. You only get weekends off. You're burnt out. You're tired. You feel like life just repeats every day. It's boring. It's uneventful. But that's the thing. You're seeing it that way, because you have to realize that you have to play the cards that you're given in this life. Like, you have to make the best out of every single situation that you can. You are the co-creator of this universe, of this existence, of this life of yours. You can customize your life any way that you want to. You can customize your character any way that you want to. But you have to realize that anything in the universe can be yours. It can be. But it comes with limitations. It comes with time. It comes with care. It comes with, did I say patience already? It comes with all of those things. It comes with consideration. It doesn't just pop up just like that. And actually, sometimes it might. If you want it bad enough, it will happen. It might be happening in a good way. It might be happening in a bad way. But either way, it'll happen if you want it bad enough to happen. Because you are the power of God. You have the power to create. You have the power to destroy. And you have the power to operate, to observe, to see everything in this reality. Everything in this reality is a projection of how you see it. Everything you feel physically is just a reaction of your 5 senses that connects with your brain. But your mind and your spirit is beyond that. And that's not to say that your physical body isn't important, because your physical body is just as important. You can't neglect anything in this world, because it's going to speak to you. It's going to yell at you, and it's going to scream at you until you realize that you need to take care of it. The only way that anything in this world exists and thrives is through care. You have to care about something for it to exist, for it to live. Because if you don't care about it, it will die. It won't exist. Like a pregnant woman, if she cares for herself, if she cares for her baby, the baby will live. The baby will be okay. But if she doesn't care for herself, doesn't care for the baby, doesn't care for her body, smokes and drinks and parties, doesn't feed herself regularly, the baby will probably die or not be okay. If you want something to exist, you have to care about it. You have to give thought, effort. You have to grow the garden. You have to water it. You have to care for it. Give it love, genuine love. Can't be fake. It has to be genuine. But I'm going to save this as part 1 for my notes, because I don't want it to be too long. I could go on forever. But this is just an opening, because my full note is a whole 40 minutes long. But, yeah, I'll probably post that sometime as well when I get the time to. But just know that the choice is always yours, every day. You don't have to be stuck in a loop. You don't have to be stuck in a reality. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with your brain. The only thing, because I want to say this, there's no such thing, to me, in my opinion, there's no such thing as rights and wrongs. It's neutral. This whole universe is neutral, because everything is going to happen, whether you want it to happen or not. You have to realize that the universe It's going to provide for you, yes, but you have to provide for yourself. You cannot get trapped up in these things. And like I said, it's so hard. It's so hard in a world full of lies. I can't stress that enough. Like, it physically, like, kind of hurts me a little bit to know that our society doesn't have our best interests in mind. But that's where I come in, because I do, and I want to help, and I want to spread this knowledge and this wisdom to let people know that they're not a slave to reality. They're not a slave to their minds or their thoughts or their emotions. They're higher than that. They're divine. We are all divine. We all have the power of God within us. We all have the power to generate. We all have the power to operate and destroy. That's us. We have that. So we need to use it to the best of our abilities. Because if not, then you're just going to keep coming back and you're going to keep being stuck. I mean, eventually, yes, you are going to find a way out. There's no time limit on this stuff. Okay? Everything is infinite. Everything repeats. But if you want to get out of the cycle, you have to break it now. You have to stop now, today. You have to start practicing now. You have to look within yourself. You have to get uncomfortable to be comfortable in life. You have to look within the deepest, darkest parts of yourself. And you have to fall in love with it and accept it. That doesn't mean dwell on it. That doesn't mean get stuck on it, because you have to let go of everything in life. You can never get attached on anything. You can't get attached on relationships. You can't get attached on anything physical. You can't, because when you die, your heart has to be as light as a feather. In order for you to transcend, in order for you to shed that lower part of yourself and ascend into a higher part of yourself, you have to. At some point, because everything burns itself out eventually, so you really don't have a choice. If you know all of this, but you still want to come back into this material world, and you choose to do that, then that's your choice. That's okay. Nobody's judging you. Nobody should judge you, because that's your choice to make. If that's what you want to do, if that's what you truly desire, then that's what it will be. But I know for most, at least for myself, I don't want to live and serve this government. And I know that there's physical ways of not being in it now, but I'm not in a position for that right now. But I know that that's what I want in life. That's what I want to work towards. So that's what I'll do. And I know that that takes time and patience. So in the meantime, I'll manifest that for myself. I'll imagine myself being there, and me imagining that makes me think of ways that I could make those imaginations a reality, which makes me pour into these thoughts, makes me physically take action on these thoughts to the point where I can be in that position. I'm an adult now. I'm a young adult, but I'm to the point where I can live on my own. I just need the proper funds, the proper means, the proper, things to get into that position. I know what I want in life. That's what you have to realize. You have to know what you want, because no answers are hidden from you. You just have to look for them. You have to ask the right questions to get the right answers. You can't just ask why and don't do any research, don't do any searching, because that's like being told what to do without being told why, without understanding. You have to understand things in this life. But to really understand everything is to understand that you don't know anything. Like, yes, because, I've been studying the stuff that I'm saying. I've been studying it for about 6 months now. A lot of things have shifted my perspective to this point, because before believing in any of this stuff, I didn't believe, I believed in God, but I didn't believe in God. I have to see it to believe it. I don't want to disbelieve, because it could be true, but I don't want to believe in something that I haven't seen, that I don't know. And I felt that way my whole life, until about 6 months ago, when I started asking the right questions in life. Life led me to the right answers. They were literally just thrown in my face, and I started reading the books. I started watching the videos. I started reading the lectures. I started reading the documents. I started seeing the patterns, the trends, the way that all the dots connect. And I was like, this is the answer. But at the same time, the answer really isn't the answer, because the answer just leads to more questions. But that's the beautiful point of it. That's the point. You're supposed to keep asking questions. You're supposed to question everything. You're supposed to never want to stop learning. You're supposed to expand. You're supposed to grow. Because the minute you stop asking questions, and the minute you think that you know it all, that's when you're limiting your mind. Your mind is ever expanding. So let it grow. Don't they say think outside the box, because it's hard to think outside the box if you're trapped in the box. You have to see yourself outside of the box. You have to know that you're not in a box. The only way that you're in a box is if you're putting yourself in a box. You have to think with both sides of your brain. You have to comprehend things in a deeper meaning. The Bible is not meant to be taken literally. The Bible is a metaphor. You have to read between the lines. You have to connect the dots. You have to read, because I read about different religions and realized that religions are just labels as well. Labels that are all pointing to the same thing. Everything is God, and God is within you. And nothing can take that from you. No matter who you are, no matter what you are, no matter what you go through, no matter how old you are, how young you are, you have that power within you. You have the power to change your life. At any day, any time. You just have to wake up and want to do it. You cannot be bound. Like depression, for an example. You wake up expecting everything to go wrong, feeling like something's wrong with you, feeling like nobody loves you, nobody cares about you, nobody cares about anything that you've done. You're not enough. You're not doing enough with your life. You're feeling like other people are above you. You're feeling like you're not your best self, when really nobody is above you at all. The only person that's above you is you. The only person that you should ever be in competition with is you. That's the only person you can compete with, because you can't change anything about anybody else. Other people are going to be what they are at the end of the day. Whether they love you, whether they hate you, whether they're around you, whether they're not around you, they're going to be how they are at the end of the day. You can't control that. Like, honestly, I think that depression is kind of like feeling like you have a lack of control in your life, but it's realizing that you don't have control. Like, other people may look like they have control and over their lives, and that they seem like they know what they have going on, but in reality, we're all living this life, this infinite life, for the first time again. We don't remember our past selves. We don't, that's all spiritual. I'm not going to get into that, but it's our first time living, and it's our first time experiencing this world. We're doing what feels right to us. And I think that people that get depressed just kind of get stuck on, that, and their life feels like it's on replay. And I know that because I was depressed at one point. I was diagnosed. I say that with, speculation, but I was diagnosed with depression. But really, I was just going through something. And it took me a while to get over it, because I was seeing myself as depressed. I was thinking, because I'm depressed, I have to act a certain way. I have to seem a certain way. I have to see life a certain way because I am depressed. Like, I didn't allow myself to be happy. The happiness was always there. The happiness was always in reach, but I never allowed it. You have to allow it. You have to accept this gift, the present, the now. You have to accept it, because you're given it for a reason. Give and take. You're supposed to give, and you're supposed to receive with gratitude, with true love, with genuine intentions. That's your point of life. Don't let anything bind you in this reality, because nothing is permanent. The only thing that's permanent, I'd say, is the sun that you see every day. The same sun that's been there for centuries, the same sky, the same clouds, the same wind. The veins in the trees, the veins in your skin, the lightning, the sea, your eyes. You are infinite. It's beautiful. Like, when you really realize the way that all of this stuff connects, in a physical way, in a spiritual way, in an emotional way, and did I say physical already? I didn't. Then in a physical way. It's crazy how it all connects. But when you start to realize that, and when you start to realize the way that everything moves in balance, and the way that you create your reality, you are the observer. You're the co-creator. You choose how you wake up and see this world every day. Things are not bad, things are neutral. You take every challenge, every quote-unquote bad experience and learn from it. You can imagine the worst thing ever happened. Your whole family can die from a sickness tomorrow. And I hate to say that, not wishing that on anybody, but your whole family can die tomorrow. And that can either make or break you. You can learn from it, or you can let it break you completely. Let it control you. Let yourself die from sadness. Or you could think about, I don't know what lesson that would be teaching you, but you could think about what that lesson is teaching you in life. What are you supposed to learn from that? What are you supposed to experience from that? Why are you going through this? Ask why, but don't be scared. Don't ever be scared of yourself. In order to know yourself, you have to know yourself. You have to get down, dark, and weird with yourself. You have to not be afraid of yourself, because when you're afraid, you're not going to learn. You can't learn something if you're scared of it. If you're scared of heights, you're not going to go on a ladder, because you're scared of heights. You're scared of falling. You're not going to be able to see higher up, because you're stuck at the bottom, because you're too scared. Like, yes, it's going to feel uncomfortable. And I know this from experience. I'm speaking from my heart. I'm not reading a script. Like, literally, I said that I typed up a transcript, and I did, but I'm not even going off of it, because I'm just so passionate about this, that it means so much to me that everybody knows this, because I didn't know it, and I was lost without this knowledge. But when I found this knowledge, it taught me a lot about myself that I needed to know. I always wanted to love myself, but I never knew where to look. But when I found it, I instantly felt self-love. I instantly felt gratitude and appreciation. I felt abundant. I felt like love myself. I felt like I am the life. I am light. I'm not in light. I am light. I knew that. And that's how I knew that this was real, because it really changed me for the better. It's something that I fell in love with completely. Something that changed my life for the better. It wasn't a person. It wasn't a material thing. It wasn't any type of... Nothing on this planet gave it to me physically, but me and myself. Because yes, I was given the knowledge. Yes, people told me, and I've read it in books about God and the spiritual laws and all of that, but the way you interpret it is from your level of consciousness, and it's raised my consciousness. I'm able to see things in a better light. I'm able to experience things in ways that I've never been able to before, and my life has been better for it. I've been happier. I've felt like a breath of fresh air. Like, literally, after being depressed for years, and after fighting with life for years, and being angry and sad for years, I'm telling you, this is real. This is what life is meant to be. This is what we're meant to know. This is how we're meant to feel. If everybody could feel this way, I feel like everything would be just so much better. Which is why I want to share it, which is why I want to post this, which is why I want to make it known, because it's so important to me. And I just hope that it could resonate with someone. It could change someone's life. And if not that, then at least they listened. At least they cared enough to take the time out of their day to at least listen and think about it and comprehend it. That's all I care about. I don't care how many people listen. I don't care how many people comprehend it. Just having at least one person listen to it. That's all it takes. That's all that matters to me. If I could have one person here. But anyways, yeah. I guess I'm for real wrapping it up, because I know I said that a couple minutes ago. But if I have any other thoughts, I'll talk about them. And if not, then I won't talk about them.